Out in the wild, your safety is paramount. Danger lurks around every corner. Being prepared is not just a good idea, it's essential. And when it comes to wilderness survival, nothing is more important than knowing first aid. A simple injury can quickly escalate into a life-threatening situation if not treated properly. A cut can become infected. A sprained ankle can leave you stranded. That's why having basic first aid skills is crucial for anyone venturing into the great outdoors. In this guide, we'll cover the essential first aid skills you need to survive in the wilderness. We'll talk about CPR, wound treatment, and broken bones. We'll also discuss the importance of a well-stocked first aid kit and the value of proper training. Remember, in the wilderness, you are your own first responder. Your ability to provide immediate care can be the difference between life and death. So let's get prepared. CPR, or cardiopulmonary resuscitation, is a life-saving technique that can restart a stopped heart. In the wilderness, knowing CPR can be the difference between tragedy and a happy ending. Imagine this: you're hiking with a friend when they suddenly collapse. They're not breathing and their heart has stopped. What do? Panic? No, this is where your CPR training kicks in. Begin chest compressions. Push down hard and fast, about 2 inches deep. After every 30 compressions, give 2 rescue breaths. Continue CPR until help arrives or your friend shows signs of life. The wilderness is a rugged place. Scrapes, cuts, and punctures are common. Treating these wounds properly prevents infection. Control bleeding with direct pressure. Clean the wound with soap and water. Apply antibiotic ointment and cover with a sterile dressing. For serious wounds, use a tourniquet. Apply it 2 inches above the wound and tighten. Mark the time and seek medical help. A broken bone or fracture can be a serious injury, especially in the wilderness. Immobilizing the fracture is crucial to prevent further damage and reduce pain. If you suspect a broken bone, the first step is to control any bleeding. Apply direct pressure to the wound if there is one. Next, immobilize the injured area by splinting it. A splint can be made from any rigid material, such as sticks, branches, or even rolled-up magazines. The splint should be long enough to extend beyond the joints above and below the fracture. Pad the splint with clothing or other soft materials to make it more comfortable. Secure the splint in place with bandages or strips of cloth. Make sure the splint is snug, but not too tight. Check the circulation below the injury regularly by feeling for a pulse or checking for warmth and color. If the area below the injury becomes cold, pale, or numb, loosen the splint slightly. Once the fracture is immobilized, it's important to seek medical attention as soon as possible. A broken bone requires proper medical care to heal correctly. Section 5. The First Aid Kit, your Wilderness Survival Toolkit. A well-stocked first aid kit is essential for any wilderness adventure. It's your lifeline in case of injury or illness. Tailor your kit to your needs and environment. Essential items include bandages, antiseptic wipes, and pain relievers. Also pack tweezers, safety pins, and medical tape. Include specialized items like a snake bite kit for specific environments. Section 6. Building your wilderness. First aid kit. Essentials and beyond. Building a comprehensive wilderness. First aid kit is like assembling a survival toolbox. You need the right tools for a variety of situations, and knowing how to use them effectively is crucial. Start with the basics. Bandages in various sizes, antibiotic ointment, antiseptic wipes, pain relievers, gauze pads, medical tape, and a CPR face shield. These essentials address common injuries like cuts, scrapes, and blisters. Next, consider potential environmental hazards. Add insect repellent, sunscreen, and a first aid guide tailored for wilderness settings. Pack oral rehydration salts for dehydration and anti-diarrheal medication for stomach upsets. Customize your kit further based on your activities. Hiking in mountainous terrain? Include a SAM splint for potential fractures and a whistle for signaling for help. Venturing into remote areas? Pack a suture kit for closing deep wounds and extra medication for pre-existing conditions. Don't forget personal items, any prescription medications, allergy medication, and a small notepad with a pen to jot down important information. Organize your kit in a durable, waterproof bag with clearly labeled compartments for easy access. Section 7. Wilderness First Aid. Preparation is key. Preparation is the cornerstone of wilderness first aid. It's not enough to simply have a well-stocked first aid kit. You need to know how to use the items in it effectively. That's where training comes in. Numerous organizations offer wilderness first aid courses. These courses teach you the skills you need to handle a wide range of medical emergencies in the great outdoors. You'll learn CPR, wound care, fracture management, and more. You'll also get hands-on practice with realistic scenarios, so you'll be prepared for anything. But preparation goes beyond just taking a course. It's also about being informed about the specific risks of the area you'll be visiting. Are there poisonous snakes? What about dangerous plants? Knowing what to look out for can help you avoid potential hazards. Before you head out on your next adventure, take some time to review your first aid skills. Make sure your kit is up to date and that you know where everything is. And most importantly, be prepared to use your skills if the need arises. First aid training, your best wilderness survival tool. While a well-stocked first aid kit is essential, it's useless without the knowledge and skills to use it effectively. That's where first aid training becomes your most valuable tool in the wilderness. First aid training equips you with the knowledge to assess and manage a variety of medical situations. You'll learn to identify the severity of an injury, control bleeding, treat shock, and improvise solutions with limited resources. CPR certification is a fundamental aspect of first aid training. Knowing how to perform CPR can be the difference between life and death in a cardiac emergency. Look for courses offered by reputable organizations like the American Red Cross or the American Heart Association. Consider taking a wilderness-specific first aid course, especially if you frequently venture into remote areas. These courses delve into managing injuries and illnesses specific to the outdoors, such as altitude sickness, hypothermia, and snake bites. Remember, first aid training is an investment in your safety and the safety of those you adventure with. It provides you with the confidence and competence to handle emergencies effectively, making your wilderness experiences safer and more enjoyable. Real-world scenarios, the importance of wilderness first aid. Imagine yourself hiking deep in the woods, miles from the nearest road. Suddenly your friend slips on a loose rock, twisting their ankle. They're in excruciating pain and unable to walk. Do you know what to do? This is where your wilderness first aid skills come into play. Or picture this. You're camping with your family when a sudden thunderstorm rolls in. A bolt of lightning strikes a nearby tree, and a branch falls, injuring your child. With no cell service and help hours away, your first aid knowledge becomes paramount. These scenarios highlight the importance of wilderness first aid. In the wilderness, you are your own first responder. Your ability to provide immediate care can mean the difference between a minor inconvenience and a life-threatening situation. Knowing how to control bleeding, treat shock, splint a broken bone, or perform CPR can buy precious time until help arrives. It can also provide reassurance and comfort to the injured person, reducing their anxiety and promoting faster healing. Beyond the basics, advanced wilderness first aid skills. While basic first aid knowledge is crucial, venturing into more remote and challenging environments necessitates expanding your skill set. Advanced wilderness first aid courses delve into managing complex medical situations when professional help is hours or even days away. These courses cover advanced techniques like wound closure for deep cuts, using improvised litters for patient evacuation, and managing severe allergic reactions and anaphylaxis. You'll learn to assess and treat hypothermia and heat exhaustion, conditions common in extreme weather. Advanced wilderness first aid courses often involve realistic simulations, putting your decision-making and practical skills to the test in high-pressure scenarios. You'll gain experience improvising solutions with limited resources, a crucial aspect of wilderness medicine. Remember, the further you venture from civilization, the more self-reliant you need to be. Advanced wilderness first aid training equips you with the knowledge and confidence to handle emergencies effectively, ensuring your safety and the well-being of your group. Be prepared. Wilderness first aid can save lives. Venturing into the wilderness offers unparalleled beauty and adventure, but it also comes with inherent risks. Injuries can happen, and when they do, being prepared can make all the difference. Remember, your safety and the safety of those you adventure with depend on your preparedness. Invest in a comprehensive wilderness first aid kit and gain the knowledge and skills to use it effectively. Take a first aid course, practice your skills regularly, and be aware of potential hazards in your chosen environment. By being prepared, you're not just packing a first aid kit, you're packing peace of mind. You're equipping yourself to handle the unexpected, ensuring that your wilderness adventures remain safe and enjoyable for years to come. Remember, in the wild, being prepared is the ultimate survival tool.